Hello students, welcome to my channel Nandi Sir Classes. How are you all? Hope you all are doing well. Hello students, welcome to my class. Today we'll discuss Introduction to Business. Being the students of commerce education, being the students of business education, being the beginner of business education, first of all, you must understand what is business, which type of business activities are, which type of activities the business is, and various related items related to this business. One by one today we'll discuss, and today is basically the introduction to business studies class. We must understand what is business first of all. The people say business is one kind of human activities. Human activities perform different kinds of activities in their daily lives to earn, to maintain their livelihood. So like all other human activities, business is also one kind of activity. So to understand business, the business activities, first of all, you must understand human activities. Human activities simple means the activities which the human beings perform, undertake in their daily lives. And human life is built around works. And human beings perform different kinds of activity in their daily lives to satisfy their wants. And human beings perform their work throughout their life because human wants are unlimited, unending, and recurring. Because when one want is satisfied, another want takes place. That's why human being perform different kinds of activities in their daily lives, and it is regular, recurring, unending, unlimited. And human activities, the human perform those activities. Basically, it produce two types of benefits. One category of benefits that is called economic benefits, and it is a direct economic benefit. That means the human being perform some economic activities which provide the direct economic benefits, like when the people work in their office to the salary. So this is one kind of human activity. So there is a direct economic benefit from it. If a person work in a shop or in a factory, okay, do the business, they earn. So there is a direct economic benefit. But at the same time, many people, many human beings, they work, but they don't get the direct benefit. Like whenever we pray in a temple, whenever a mother takes care of her children, whenever we play, whenever we sleep, these are also one kind of human activities, but there is no direct economic benefits. These are the activities which the human being perform for their personal satisfaction. That's why we can say human activities are performed both for earning income, accumulation of growth, of wealth, and the same time we can say human activities are performed for obtaining personal satisfaction. That's why in total we can say human activities are performed with two basic objectives, and the basis of those two basic objectives, human activities categorically can be divided into two groups or two categories. One is economic activities, another is non-economic activities. So first of all, we discuss about economic activities. Let's know which type of activities are economic activities and what the basic objective of economic activities. The main objective of these economic activities is to earn income, is to create wealth which is legally valid and socially desirable. That means Many people, they work, they perform some activities in their daily lives in order to earn income, in order to generate profit. But those activities must be legally valid. That means generating income or earning income not through doing or not by doing some illegal activities. And it must be for the benefit of the society, for the benefits of the livelihood, for the benefits of the lives. It should not be unsocial activities. That means just remember the main objective of these economic activities is to earn income, is to create, generate, accumulate, acquire wealth. So, under these economic activities, we can understand that whatever the activities the human being perform, the money earned through those work is used to satisfy human wants. For example, whenever in a factory, in a company, the goods and services are produced, and then those goods and services are sold in the market. So the basic objective is to earn income, is to generate profit. Another example, suppose by selling by the wholesalers and retailers. Whenever the wholesalers or retailers, they sell goods, they buy and sell goods. The objective is simple, to generate income. And whenever a salaried people, whenever an employed people, okay, they work in the office and generate salary. That simple is an economic activities. Another example is like suppose the doctor, lawyers, chartered accountants, cost accountant, company secretaries, the engineers, okay, who are self-employed. They also render their specialized knowledge and skill to their client to earn income. They also charge fees for that. Or other example is like the services of a teacher. Suppose a teacher teaches the school or the professor teaches in the college or university. The nurse or doctors work in the hospital. Their basic objective is to earn income by rendering services. That's why these are the economic activities. That's why just remember the main objective of all these activities is to earn income, generate income, create, acquire wealth. So these are all economic activities. Next come to the non-economic activities. The non-economic activities, simply we can say these activities are not undertaken, not performed for income or any monetary gain, but for one's satisfaction and happiness. That means simply we can say that there are some activities which the human being, the people, they perform in their daily lives, but not an objective to earn income or for monetary gain. They work for their personal satisfaction and personal happiness. And these activities are inspired by sentiments and emotions, such as uh, a mother work or takes care of her children because of love for their family or the children. If you work for your family, if you cook food for your family, this is out of your love for family. If somebody helps somebody, or if somebody helps the poor, or if somebody donates some blood uh, in a hospital, that's for love for the country, for the love for the poor people, like that. So these are the non-economic activities which are inspired by sentiments and emotions out of love or out of uh, we can say personal satisfaction. For example, whenever a mother looks after her children, that's simple, the non-economic activities. There is no monetary gain or income generation objective. Sometimes a student suppose donates blood, or somebody suppose donates some money to Prime Minister Relief Fund or Chief Minister Relief Fund. This is simple, the non-economic activities. And sometimes some people, if they pray in the temple, or suppose you cook food for your family, they simple the non-economic activities. That means in total we can say the basic objective of economic activities is to earn income, whereas the basic objective of non-economic activities is not to generate income or monetary gain, but this is out of somebody's personal satisfaction and happiness. Just you remember the difference between economic activities and non-economic activities, only the object, the objective. The objective of economic activity is to generate income, and the objective of non-economic activities is to satisfy somebody's emotion, somebody's sentiments. That's why just remember the same activities may be economic activities as well as non-economic activities. For example, if a mother looks after her children, this is simple purely the non-economic activities. But the same mother as a nurse looks after some children in a hospital, that activities will be called economic activity. That's why economic activities and non-economic activities, but objective is different. That's why remember economic activities and non-economic activities. Next, our basic objective of discussing this business studies is to understand the business, and already I told you the basic objective of business is economic objective, income objective. That's why today we'll discuss the economic activities. So whenever we talk of economic activities, basic objective already you know, to generate income. But these economic activities again we can categorically divide one by one, that some activities are called the business activities. Simple, it is grouped under business. That means simple we can say these activities are business activities. And some activities which are called the profession. And some other economic activities are called employment. That means the objective of all these activities is economic objective. That means to generate income, to generate profit, to earn income, to accumulate wealth. But let's discuss one by one what are the difference between the business, profession and employment. Because sometimes the students they get confused whether a particular activity is a business activity, is it a business or it's a profession or is it an employment. So that's why today's class we will discuss in very simple way to understand the difference between all these economic activities. So once we discuss one by one the difference between these three, you can understand very well which type of activities are called business activities and which type of activities are called profession or professional, which type of activities are called employment. So one by one we'll discuss. First of all, we discuss the business. As I told you, business involves economic activities. So simple we can say business involves all those economic activities which are concerned with production and exchange of goods and services with the object of earning profit and producing or acquiring or generating wealth. That means just remember, whenever we talk of business, that means there must be production and exchange means buying and selling of goods and services. And there must be the objective of earning profit, not free of cost. There must be the objective of earning profit and producing wealth. So I think it must be clear, you must be clear about the basic objective of business activities and the basic activities undertaken in case of business. So for example, suppose in a factory, in a shop, suppose an insurance company, a bank, suppose a tailor, a beauty parlor, they produce the goods or they produce the services and again they sell the goods and services to the customers and generate profit. That's why just remember the basic objective of this business is to earn profit, but by producing and exchanging goods and services. Another example is suppose uh, a person uh, purchased the raw materials and again processed it, that means produced it, the finished product, and again sell to the customers. Simple, it's a business activities. But one thing you must understand, suppose I purchase a bike and used for suppose 2 years. After that I sold that bike. Suppose I purchase a bike for rupees 1 lakh and I use that bike for suppose 5 years. After the 5 years, the value of the bike suppose is 40,000 after 5 years. But I sold it at 45,000. That means I can say that I earn 5,000 profit. So there is purchase of bike, there is selling of bike, and there is profit. But we cannot say that this is my business. That's why one of the most important characteristics of business activities is that the business activities must be regular or recurring. That means an isolated, a single transaction, even if there is profit, there is buying and selling, cannot be called as a business. So business activities must be regular. That means the same example I can say, if I buy the bike, I mean the two-wheelers, and sell it on a continuous basis, regular basis, I can say I'm doing a business of buying the bikes and selling the bikes, or buying the second-hand bike and selling it to the customers. It can be a business, but a single transaction generating profit cannot be termed as business activities. That's why just remember, a single transaction cannot be called as business transactions. Another activities, we can say that the business activities involve risk and uncertainties, because we cannot say where there will be demand and the supply, and where there will be the natural calamities, when there will be the change in demand, okay, the market condition, the pricing, so many things are there. So business activities involve risk and uncertainties. Let's come to the profession. So whenever you call a profession, some people are called, okay, we say the professional. Let me just remember, whenever you talk of the profession, profession simple means it is an occupation of a person, which involves application of specialized knowledge and skill to earn a living or to earn income. That means remember, whenever a person applies his or her specialized knowledge and skill and provide services to his or her clients and generate some income, this is simply called a profession. That means we can say the person who are engaged in profession are called professionals. That means remember, in case of profession, the personal specialized services, personal specialized knowledge and skills are applied, are used to serve the people. But in this case, the people serving or applying his specialized knowledge and skill charge some fees to earn the income. So the person who are engaged in profession are called professional. That means the professionals, they render personal services of specialized nature to their clients for some fees. They charge some fees to generate income to maintain their livelihoods, not free of cost. So their services is, we can say, specialized in nature. And the profession, it involves professional education, training, and experiences, where business does not require the type of professional education, training, and experience. Anybody can start a business. That's why remember, in case of profession, it involves professional education, training, and experiences. It can be very simple to understand if I give you some example. For example, suppose a teacher, his profession is teaching profession. So teachers are the professionals. So their profession is teaching profession, and they earn their income by teaching the students in the college and universities and schools. So for the teachers, they need to be educated, they need to qualify some education, training, and experiences. Just like in case of medical profession, the doctors, nurses are there. So they need to be qualified. They need to undergo through some training and then to have some experiences, and they must be involved with some professional association. Like the teachers must be qualified from a college or in university. Like the doctors must be educated from the medical association or must be member of medical association. For example, the lawyers, their profession is law profession. The chartered accountants, their profession is accounting profession. The cost accountant profession is cost accounting. Like the engineers, the engineering profession. So many people, they are professional because they render their personal services of specialized nature to their clients for fee or for some income. That's why you can very clearly distinguish between business activities and professional activities. Who are those who perform the business activities? The simple called the businessman. But the person who perform the personal services of specialized nature and render services to their client, simple they are called professional. So these are some of the distinctions between business and profession. Let's come to the employment. What is called employment? Remember, whenever a person renders his or her personal specialized services for others under an agreement or contract, simple, it's called employment. That means that person is employed under an authority. That means we can say that if say that the teacher is a self-employed person, is the teacher is teaching the students by charging some fees, is a self-employed person, that is his profession. But if that same teacher teaches in a school, that means he must have an agreement with the schools or agreement with the college or university. That means whatever the subjects he will be assigned, he needs to teach that paper, that subject, and whatever the direction will be given by their boss or employer, he has to perform accordingly. That's why remember, whenever a person renders his or her personal services under an agreement or under an authority, that's simple called employment. And where people perform the work assigned by their employers under the contract of service for salary, this is called employment. That means the person who renders the specialized services under an agreement is simply called the employee, and the person on behalf of which the employee works is called the employer. That's why simple we can say employment simple means the relationship between employee and employer. For example, if the I mean if a doctor employed in a hospital, simple, whatever the duty will be assigned to the doctor has to work accordingly. Whenever a teacher employed in a school or colleges, whatever the subjects or whatever the task will be assigned to the teachers accordingly as per the employer instruction, he or she has to perform, because they have to draw the salary for that. And the employer may be the government or maybe the private firms. That means somebody can be employed in a private firms. They can work for private firms, or somebody can work for the government also. So government can be an employer, and private firms, they can also be the employer. That's why you can understand from here very clearly the difference between business, profession, and employment. Another is example for employment. Let me give you. Suppose an accountant employed in a company. Remember, an accountant, if he is self-employed person, he will be rendering his services not under any authority. Simple rendering his personal services and charge some fees from their client. Simple, we can say that it's a profession. But if that professional services of a chartered accountant, if he renders but under an agreement or under the authority of a company, that is, we can say that is an employment. That means the accountant is employed in a company. So from this, you can very well understand the difference between business, profession, and employment. Let me give you the another uh, slide here, the interrelationship between business, profession, and employment. Dear students, please make a note of it. Please understand. The previous slides already were discussed that there are differences between business, profession, and employment. But remember, in spite of the many differences between business, profession, and employment, there are some interrelationship between business, profession, and employment. That means business, profession, and employment, they work together. Means they cannot be absolutely different from each other. They can work with each other because because of the advancement of the business activities. Nowadays, the business activities has become so complex. Many large companies, large business enterprise employ a large number of professionals such as chartered accountants, lawyers, architects, doctors, etc. in their enterprise, in their company, in their firm, and through their services, they do their business. That's why the chartered accountants may be a professional. Lawyers, architects, accountants, doctors, they are professional, but they render their services under a business enterprise. And the business enterprise, they do their business. That's why you can say that business and professionals and employment are interrelated. And that's why we can say that business, profession, and employment are complementary to one another. One another. So up to this, I hope you must be clear the basics of the interrelationship between business, profession, and employment. Which type of activities are business, which type of activities are profession, and which type of activities are employment. And what the basic difference between business, profession, and employment. So up to this, we have discussed everything about the business, profession, and employment. In the next class, we'll discuss in details again the business activities and the nature of business activities, the types of business activities, the types of business organization, etc., etc. Because our focus, our objective is to understand, is to learn the business studies or business. So thank you so much. Stay at home and stay safe.